It's time for Mardi Gras. I don't know how I expected that to go. Hey Pugh crew, welcome back. Mardi Gras is just around the corner at the Universal Orlando Resort, and we are so excited about some of the seasonal festivities that they have going on. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to give you a rundown of that event, as well as talk about everything you need to know before you go.
Universal's Mardi Gras celebration is running from February 5th all the way through April 24th, and it includes everything from a parade to seasonal food. Yes, you heard us right, the parade is back at this year's event, and it's running almost every night of the event. The only exceptions for that are on April 1st, 2nd, and 8th. The parade will not be running, but the time that the parade starts also changes depending on the date. It could start anywhere from 5:15 in the afternoon all the way to 7:45 at night.
Yeah, we tried to discern a pattern here, and the only thing that we could really see is that on concert nights, the parade starts at 7:45.
Right.
Other than that, like the start times are everywhere, kind of like these beads that are in this room now.
But if you're in the
We're gonna need to
parks
clean this up.
and you're trying to figure out what time the parade starts, you can always check Universal's mobile app to find the start times there. Also, Universal has an exhaustive list of the start times on their website, so we'll link that down below as well. Another note about the parade, if you are hoping to get on one of the floats and throw beads,
You could throw that one's hanging there.
Universal recently opened up that reservation system for pass holders. Currently, all of those slots have been filled, but we're sure that there's a chance that they open up some more slots or that some bead throwers just don't show up.
Yeah, like in years past, sometimes you could walk into the parks and a team member might approach you and be like, hey, do you want to get on a float and throw some beads? And you'd be like, yeah, that sounds cool. What do I do? And they're like, well, you just need to sign this waiver. And you're like, okay, boom, signed. What now? And they're like, hey, follow me. And you're like, okay, where's the candy? And they're like, I didn't say anything about candy. What candy are you talking about? And then you're like, sorry, my mom had a conversation with me when I was like 8. And it kind of bled into this interaction.
But
Sorry.
seasonal pass holders weren't able to make any of those reservations, and the slots that were available to power pass holders was also limited. But regardless, you want to keep your eye out to see if any more of those bead throwing opportunities pop up.
And do not take candy from strangers.
The concerts are also back in full force, and they have an impressive lineup this year. In February, you can catch artists like Sugar Ray, The Styx, and John Pardee. In March, you can find people like LL Cool J, Marshmello, and even Seal performing live on the Music Plaza stage. There aren't any concerts scheduled for April, but if you're visiting during April, there is still a silver lining. The concerts bring in really big crowds, and we mean really big crowds, especially for the more popular artists. Plus, on top of that, March is peak spring break season. So yeah, if you're visiting during April, you won't be able to catch any concerts, but you also won't have to deal with the insane crowd levels that both the concerts and March bring in. And if you're wondering how you get access to those concerts, it's actually included with your park ticket. So as long as you have a valid ticket to Universal Studios on any of those concert dates, you do have the option to hang out and watch the concert if you'd like. There are also some blockout dates that pass holders need to be aware of here. Both the seasonal and the Power Pass are blocked out of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure from March 12th through the 17th. Also, the seasonal pass holders do not have access to the Mardi Gras concerts. So if you're hoping to see one of those concerts, you cannot do that with a seasonal pass. The way that this works is on those dates, you won't have access to Universal Studios, but you will have access to Islands of Adventure, and if you have the 3-park ticket, Volcano Bay. So if you are hoping to visit the parks during any of those blockout dates, of course, you can just call Universal to upgrade your pass and they'll happily take your money. Seasonal events like Mardi Gras also mean seasonal food items, and if it lives up to last year's event, boy, are we gonna be happy. Throughout Universal Studios, there are several food kiosks set up serving seasonal items inspired by places all around the world like Brazil, Italy, and of course, New Orleans. Universal just released a little teaser video showing some of the food they're gonna have at this year's event. Everything looks fantastic. We can't wait to get down there and try it all.
Yeah, and the reason she said some of the food is because at the time that we are recording this, We don't have an exhaustive list at all. Like
Right.
Universal hasn't released that. So when they do, we will put a link to that in the description down below.
The seasonal food items aren't just limited to Universal Studios either. Each of the on-site hotels is going to have a number of food and alcoholic beverages for this year's event. They're going to have everything from king cake pancakes at Royal Pacific all the way to hurricanes at Aventura's Bar 17 Bistro. Some of these food items sound even better than what they're going to have in the park, so if you're staying on site or even if you're not, make sure you check those out. Also, City Walk is going to have some Mardi Gras food and drink offerings as well, and that's going to be at locations like Voodoo Donuts, Twosome's Chocolate Emporium, and Pat O'Brien's The Resident Bayou Bar. If you're enjoying this video, if you would, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. We talk about all things theme parks here, so if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. We do have some bad news about the Mardi Gras food this year, and that's that Universal decided to discontinue the tasting lanyards, sort of.
I've got mine on you, Universal.
If you're not familiar, last year Universal sold lanyards that let you prepay for the seasonal food items. The way it worked is you paid a set amount of money for a certain number of items. They had two options last year. One of them you could pay $50 for 10 items, and they had a pass holder option where you could pay $65 for 15 items. This year, Universal has replaced the tasting lanyards with a whole new system. Visitors will have the option of purchasing a food and beverage card, which comes with a lanyard for a discounted price. The two different options are you can purchase a $75 card for $65, or you can purchase a $150 card for $120.
Yeah, you heard that right. They got rid of the lanyard to give you a card with a lanyard, and that's because Universal knows psychology and they know that lanyards work. Like, so if you have something readily available around your neck, you'll walk by a booth and be like, oh, beignets, I'll have those. And like, so you just run over there and you're like, oh, swipe, yeah. But if you had to dig through your pocket or something like that, they know you are less likely to go get those beignets.
Now, you may be thinking that this year's system sounds eerily similar to the tasting lanyards, and it is, but there are a few key differences that you need to be aware of. Like we mentioned earlier, last year Universal sold a version of the lanyard that was only available to pass holders, and they're not going to be doing that this year. However, the preferred and the premier pass holders can still get their 10 to 15% discount off of the individual food and drink options, just not anything that has to do with alcohol. Also, last year, the tasting lanyards were only accepted at those seasonal food kiosks, whereas this year, the food and beverage cards will be accepted at any Universal owned and operated food or drink location.
So essentially what Universal has done here is they've tried to simplify the system, but it's not for our benefit, it's definitely for theirs. With the old lanyard, you got 10 or 15 tastings, and it didn't matter how expensive an item was on the menu, it was one tasting. So yeah, you could kind of game the system by getting the more expensive items with the lanyard and then purchasing the cheaper items just out of your pocket. We definitely did that because we are always looking for ways to save money.
Now, there are some benefits to this year's card system, like the fact that we're not going to be sitting there doing math to figure out whether or not an item is worth using our lanyard, or if we need to pull out our wallet and pay with our credit card. Also, with those food and beverage cards, they're good for the parks in general and not just for the Mardi Gras event. It's basically just a gift card where you can get food and drinks at the parks. So don't feel like you have to use all of the money on it at Mardi Gras. You can bring that back on future vacations.
Discounted butterbeer, yeah.
Also, the lanyards from last year, if you still have a lanyard that has tastings on it, Universal has said that they will honor those. So make sure you bring that back to this year's event and get your money's worth. Last year saw the second ever Mardi Gras tribute store, and this year will mark the third. We weren't sure if we were going to get one this year or not, specifically with the construction that's going on over at Mummy, but they have started working on a facade, so that has been confirmed. Also, on our most recent trip to the parks, we got a little preview of some of the Mardi Gras merchandise for this year over in Islands of Adventure at the All Hallows Eve boutique. They had everything from beads to t-shirts, and there was so much to love. We can't wait for our feet not to fail us.
Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know, how many beads do I have around my neck in this video? The last one was just a warm-up.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching, at least 4.